classical perfume, a vintage perfume, or an old-fashioned perfume. What's the difference? Often there is none. It's a value judgment. You like something, it's a classic or vintage. You dislike something, it's old-fashioned. In the perfumery lab, we are much more pragmatic about such things and much less diplomatic. If something smells kind of like this vintage retro style of fragrance, we just say it smells old. But it's not a value judgment, it's more of a statement of fact. There are certain styles of fragrances which are not current today. But to me, that's part of their charm. And it's not a derogatory thing to say, for me, that something smells old-fashioned. I like some of these kind of fragrances. And I'll show you one of my favorite fragrances of all time, I won't even hesitate to say it, which is also an old-fashioned fragrance. And it's Frédéric Malle Lipstick Rose. It's a fragrance which is powdery. It's a big rose, violet. It smells like vintage lipstick. This vintage style of lipstick, which is roses and violet raspberry accord. Well, this is exactly what it smells like. I find it absolutely delightful. Another fragrance is Sauvage by l'artisan parfumeur. And it's a fragrance that's been around for a while, but this formulation is new and no less old-fashioned. It's a carnation. And carnation is not a trendy floral these days. So for this reason, it kind of reads as old-fashioned. And Oeil Sauvage is a light fragrance. It's not particularly heavy. It's spicy, but delicately so. So it has this kind of interplay between spicy clove and powdery rose. And the effect is really charming and retro. And if you want to talk about truly old-fashioned, then I have Chanel No. 22, another fragrance I like very much. I prefer it to No. 5. I will not even hesitate to say it. I don't wear No. 5 that often. But No. 22 to me is beautiful, because it has this combination of white florals and incense, but also aldehydes. Aldehydes are a chemical compound which smell waxy, zesty, fatty, but in the right amount they give this effervescence to floral notes, especially heavier white floral notes. And here that's exactly what they do. It's a fragrance which is definitely not a trendy perfume, not the trendy style of fragrance. But wearing it is such a delight. It just makes me transported to some other time and place. And for this reason, I like old-fashioned fragrances. And I don't care whether they smell old to others. They smell wonderful to me.